Welcome to the Product Business Podcast. This is your #1 podcast for the tips, actions, and insights to make more money from your products while enjoying your life. I'm your host, Amy Wenslow. Let's dive right in. Hello, everyone. Today we're talking about developing ads and ad campaigns. Now, before I talk about that, I have an admission to make, and that is this. We made a mistake recently by leaving out an entire type of ads in some things that we were doing internally. And fortunately, it wasn't for a client's product. But we didn't have the time to build it out the way we really normally would have. So we left it out, and we left it out for about 10 days. So we are now having to go back and do a little retargeting and fix some things, which isn't a problem on the grand scheme, but it did actually cost us some results in it, and it did cost us some sales. However, there are a few things that you need to understand about ads and ad campaigns. So I just want to share this and pull back the curtain a bit, because there are so many people who are talking about Facebook ads in particular and other types of ad campaigns, but they're not really explaining a core piece that I think products need to have in place to be successful with advertising. Otherwise, you are just going to spend money and it will not come back to you. So when you are looking at starting ads, or you're already running ads, you have to remember that standalone ads are like that end of the football game Hail Mary pass that we all hear about that scores the big touchdown, right? It's a one-time shot. It's a single ad when you put it out there and you don't put enough budget behind it, and it's one piece of what's called creative, meaning one image, one headline, one text, and you just put that out there. It is really a shot in the dark that you are going to ever get that right. We typically recommend what's called split testing a bunch of ads, a bunch of images, a bunch of messages with a little bit of money on each of them to see what your market actually responds to. And then with your audience, you also need to test your audience. And the only way to really do this effectively is to do ad campaigns so that you can see the results, so that you're comparing apples to apples, right? In the results of who clicked what, who bought what, all of those pieces. And when I say who, I mean that this ad produced a result in this market. Ad campaigns, you cannot see the exact person's information of who clicked your ads, but you can see, that it was this demographic that worked, this audience worked, this interest that they have worked, to indicate that they would be more likely to be a prospect for you and for your product, right? So ad campaigns have a massive, massive advantage over single ads. Single ads, like I said, shot in the dark, Hail Mary pass, end of a football game. Ad campaigns allow time to learn what market to show yours to. Like, it allows time for you to learn what's working and to be able to look at it in a very holistic way. And this is true whether it's online advertising or it's offline advertising. There are some particular techniques with different offline platforms that work really, really well as well. Now, this is something that I've been noticing. Facebook has a learning curve. They've always had a learning curve in terms of Facebook's system needs to actually learn who in the audience that you decide you want your ad shown to, who inside that audience to really show it to. Their algorithm actually needs time from you to learn who to show your ad to even. Did you know that? Crazy, right? But it needs that. So when you post an ad, you have to give it enough time, especially if it's like before a holiday and it's for a holiday sale. You have to post enough ads to that type of audience in advance so that Facebook knows who to show your ads to when you post the new one, especially if it's time sensitive. You need to have been doing some things to have it actually become profitable for you. So typically it takes Facebook at least 50 ad conversions to be able to dial that in for you. And if you have a very small ad budget on the audience, right, like you're not spending much money, that 50 conversions is going to take a lot longer to get to. So pay attention to that if you're doing holiday ads, that really compressed big spend might actually help Facebook learn faster exactly who to show your ads to, so that your ads become more profitable faster. And there is a time cost in everything in business. If you go slow, there's lost opportunity costs. So pay attention. So here are two big things to remember when you're thinking about ads. And this is really, really, really critical. There's two broad directions to go with ads. And there's something called evergreen, and then there's not evergreen. Okay. Evergreen is a series of ads or talking points or videos or images, however you're going to do your ad. It handles the objections that people have to buying your product or doing business with you. So evergreen ads handle objections. They don't say, it's not overt, but they answer the questions, right? Like if people think it's going to take them a long time to learn to use your product, then you want to address that it's quick and easy to learn, right? And most people are up and using the product in less than X days. If your product seems technical, you're going to want to address the fact that it's easy technology, right? So evergreen ads answer objections that people have to using or buying your product, and they handle issues that are between you and them doing business with you. So evergreen ads are a bit of brand awareness, but they're objection handling pieces, and it creates a larger platform for you to retarget, sell into, all of those pieces, right? Then when you think about not evergreen ads, not evergreen means the things that expire, that have a time limit, that are seasonal in nature, or that just aren't going to be able to be run all the time, right? Evergreen means that you can repurpose it all the time. So when you're doing not evergreen ads, it's your holiday messages and sales, or a flash sale is not evergreen. Limited time offers, seasonal promotions, all of that is not evergreen. What I see is many, many people, when they start advertising, they start with the idea that they're going to put an ad up and they want it to generate revenue right away. It's probably not going to be that for you. We typically see that it's at least a couple of days. Now, the one that we did recently that I said we left a piece out on, we had sales happening on that literally within about 3 hours. So that's kind of exceptional, right? When we did this, the piece that we left out was this. We were running ads to what's called cold traffic, which is people who don't know us, for the book, right? And when we ran the campaigns, we got opt-ins. The book's been doing amazing. And I noticed that the cold traffic wasn't converting and wasn't becoming clients or customers at the same rate as the people that already know us, right? So when I noticed this the other day, I went, oh, we have to do some brand awareness ads to those same people, right? So we have to actually show them before and after of packaging projects, show them me on stage speaking at different celebrity events, show them me at the USPTO talking with them, show them more things like testimonials and all of those pieces that create a sound brand awareness of what we do as a consulting business. For you, for your products, it's the same thing, right? So when we do it for products, we're looking at, do they know they have the problem? Do they know a problem exists? Do they know they have the problem? And do they have other ideas about how they're going to solve the problem, because that's warmer traffic, right? They're already in selection mode. But the crazy thing is, if people are already in they're choosing between you and another product, right? They are actually past their research phase, and that is not the moment for you to engage with them to try and get them to redirect their attention to yours. And that's what too many people are doing. Okay, so you want to actually get people when they're in the researching moment. It'll be much more effective for your ad budget. With that, everyone, please join me for the next episode, and we'll be back in one more day. You have just listened to the Product Business Podcast with me, your host, Amy Wenslow. Subscribe, review, and share our podcast on Apple iTunes, Podcasts, or Google Play. Until next time.